In this video, we're going to be looking at some of the things you can do while you're actually creating your code that's going to make it a lot easier for you when you go back and look at your code and try to figure out what you were doing, as well as to help others in understanding what you were trying to do in your code. So one of the first things you should always try to do when you're working on creating your code in MATLAB or in any other language for that matter is to not use generic variable names, but try to pick variable names so that the variable name tells you what the value is that it's storing. Let's take a look at an example to see why this is important. So let's say we have this script over here on the left-hand side. We obviously have an if structure. We're doing some things inside those if structures. So we have a computation inside the if, and then we have a display statement. Otherwise, we're just displaying some stuff in the else case. All right, so from looking at that, I have no idea what this is supposed to tell me. So if, for instance, as an instructor, I was coming up and trying to give you help, maybe you have a TA or another member of your class who is trying to help you figure out why your program's not working. If you use variables like this, or other generic variables like A, B, C, or X, Y, Z, right, that's not really going to help you or help others help you. Let's look at a different version of this exact same code. Okay, so if we look at this one, we can actually have an idea of what this code is supposed to be doing without having anything else other than the code. So we can see that if a variable called quantity, which is obviously the number of something, is greater than or equal to 10, we're obviously getting a sale price on it, so a discount for purchasing more than 10 items, okay, which is 90% of the original price. We display that new item price. Otherwise, we just display the regular price of whatever the item is. Okay, so just by using variable names that have some meaning, we can make a whole lot of sense of what the code is supposed to be doing versus the code that we have here on the left-hand side. Another important thing that you should get into the habit of doing as you're creating your MATLAB scripts is to use comments. So what are comments? So a comment is basically just a line of code that tells someone looking at your program some information about what is going on, but it's not a line that is actually executed when MATLAB tries to run your script. Okay, so a comment allows others to view your code and understand what your code is supposed to be doing. It allows you to remember what you did. So, maybe we're off in Models 2 at the end of the semester and you're working on a project and you want to do something that you did back in Models 1. So you wrote some code in Models 1, you thought it was great, you want to use that in Models 2. Without some comments in there reminding you what exactly you were doing, it may be very difficult for you to actually remember what you did and then incorporate that into your project. Okay. So to create a comment in MATLAB, we use the % symbol. Okay, so any comments, if you're using the MATLAB environment, any comments will appear as a green color. Okay, and you can actually put comments in any place that you want as long as it's not at the beginning of an executable line. So you can create comments on their own lines, or you can place comments at the end of executable lines. If you put a comment at the beginning, then you end up with problems because then your executable line becomes part of that comment. So you'll either want to put them on their own lines or at the end of your executable lines. So at a minimum, you must have at least one comment, or like a set of comments in your code in this class. And that's what we call the code submission header. So whenever you submit us an assignment for Engineering Models 1 or Engineering Models 2, you should have this set of comments at the beginning of your code. Okay, and there you describe what the name of the code file is, what your name is, what the date that the assignment was completed, or what the date that the assignment was due. You need to give a description for what the code is supposed to be performing, as well as how you would use it. So normally that would be tell them how to run it, give them some idea of what the inputs are, or anything that the user is going to need to know in order to be able to run the script and actually get it to perform what it's supposed to do.